I'm Mark Saxton, and this is Back to the Drawing Board. Thank you for joining me for a special edition that I'm calling Fuck It Friday. Super Bowl weekend, UFC 312, shit's popping off. Hell of a sports weekend. To you hardworking folks out there. Now, I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to fucking jinx it, but I will say this. My Detroit Red Wings getting it in, making things happen, getting shit done. I mean, who knows? Who knew? All we needed was a coach to just tell Showtime and Dylan Larkin and everybody else, play fucking hockey. You've done it your entire lives. And all I'm saying is he's 15-4-1 since he's taken over. Um, we've made extreme amount of ground under what I'm calling a possible coach of the year. And my Red Wings are just finding ways to get it done. I mean, who would have thought? A couple months back, I was ready to give up. I was ready to call it a day. I was ready to cash in the season. And now it's a whole new look, right? We're holding one of the wild card spots. Like I said, gaining tremendous ground, winning games in overtime, winning games in shootouts, making things happen when ultimately, once again, like I said, it probably shouldn't have happened at all. Todd McClellan making shit work in Detroit, making Steve Eisman look like a genius for everything that he's put on the ice. So that being said, let's talk some standings. Okay? In the playoff, how the playoffs look right now in the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic, you have the Panthers at 69 points, the Make Beliefs at 68 points, Tampa at 62. The Metropolitan, you have Washington at 79 points, Carolina 68, Jersey at 66. The two wildcard slots, Ottawa at 62 points and the Wings at 61 points. And in the West, in the Central, you got Winnipeg at 81 points, just blowing everybody out of the water. I mean, they're on fire this year, and it's kind of exciting to see. I mean, I feel like in the past few years they've been on the cusp of greatness, and maybe this might be the year. Dallas at 69 points, Minnesota at 68. The Pacific, you got Edmonton 72, the Vegas Knights at 70, and the Kings at 62. With the two wild card slots, the Avs at 66 holding it down, and the Canucks at 61. Folks, we're in for some exciting hockey to start wrapping up the season here in the next few short months. And I think this is great. I can't wait. I've been watching every game of the Wings. I'm excited. This is good fun. And not to mention next week, the Tournament of the Nations start. So, and once again, I talked about that last week. I'm looking forward to it. Go USA. Now, let us proceed onwards to UFC 312. Duplessis and Strickland, number dos. The rematch. I'm excited. It's going to be a fucking hell of a card. Two titles on the line tomorrow night, February 8th. Going down. Just some fights that I'm looking forward to. Wang Kong and Bruno Brazil. I think that's going to be a good one. Those ladies both know how to throw down. I think it's going to be exciting. Wang Kong only 6-1, not seeing much. Bruno Brazil 10-4-1. It's going to be awesome. Tom Nolan and Borschev is going to be fun. The next one I'm excited about, Justin Tafa, Taliesin Teixeira. I think that's going to be good fun. And then the two main cards, right? I mean the two main events, right? Zhang Wei Li. Wei Li is a fucking boss. Tatiana Suarez, the American, coming in. Only 11-0. Zhang is 25-3, holding the belt. And then Dricus Duplessis, Sean Strickland. Now, the last time these two faced off, I feel like Sean was kind of like too much in the media, explaining too much of his past, too much in his head. And I've talked about this before. I think he's going to come in way more collected. I think he's going to come in way more mentally prepared. I mean, it was a close. They were both bruisers. In the last fight, they went to war, right? Dreykus almost one eye closed. Sean having a cut on his head. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a a surprising bold prediction, and I'm going to say Duplessis does it again. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a knockout, a submission, or if it's going to go to the cards. A lot of me feels it's going to go to the cards. I think both these men want it too bad. Sean is a fucking psycho. Strickland is psychotic. So that's going to be exciting. We'll see. We'll see. I think that it's still going to be a war regardless, no matter which way you slice it. So I'm just throwing my hat in the ring. I'm going to say Duplessis wins. I'm not going to try and predict the method of victory, because that's just, I mean, anybody could throw it in there, right? Anybody can guess. Anybody can get lucky. I'm sticking with it though. I'm sticking with Duplessis. I think the South African gets it done. Hate saying that. I'm a huge Sean Strickland fan. Well, at least of his fighting. A lot of the shit that he says is not only psychotic but questionable at best. So let's move on. Super Bowl Sunday, folks. Super Bowl Sunday, 2 days from now, February 9th. I mean, hey, it's what we've all been waiting for. Whether your team has made it or not, let's have a drink to that. So, who do you think is going to win, and why did you choose the Eagles? Oh, because fuck the Chiefs. That's right. I remember now. I mean, listen, everybody's been breaking this down all week. I'm not going to come in here and say anything original. I'm rooting for the Eagles, not because it's the NFC or because they knocked my team out. None of that stupid shit. I hate how the NFL has marketed the Chiefs. I hate how they marketed it around Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift. I hate a lot of the calls that the Chiefs have gotten. Whether you want to claim conspiracy or not, I mean, we can argue about that all day long. I don't think it's conspiracy. I don't think the league is trying to make them win. But I am going for the Eagles just because I'm sick of the Chiefs. It'd be different if they could, and they did the same thing with the Patriots. The way they marketed Tom Brady, the way they marketed Gronk, the way they marketed Belichick. I mean, we were all sick and tired of it. So, I mean, that's fair. I think if they didn't listen, both of those clubs, I mean, the Chiefs and back then the Patriots, both of those clubs are good enough. They didn't need the, they didn't, you didn't need the NFL shoving them down your throat. And I think that's why a lot of us are rooting for the Eagles. That being said, I will give you my opinion on the matter. I think they need to stay strong. The Eagles need to stay strong in the run game. They need to trust in Saquon. I think that Sirianni needs to not only trust Saquon, but he needs to trust in that defense to do his thing. Find the Slim Reaper on a couple of deep calls. See what that secondary that Kansas City secondary's got going on that day. I mean, I say you need a couple of key stops late in the game. That's what I'm going to go with, right? Do everything, whatever you're going to do, right? It all just like against the Bills. Last couple of drives meant the most, right? So not only keep them close all game long, last couple of drives is where you need to start making a defensive stand. Not only the defensive stand, but the offense has to complement that, right? Do what you need to do to score a touchdown. A field goal is not going to get it done, and one score is not going to get it done. It's just not. We've seen this all year long with the Chiefs, where they're not making big highlight dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, ESPN plays. They're making key plays in huge moments. If Sirianni and company can shut that down, Hurts can hold on to the ball. It's been since week 5, really. I think since he's really turned over the ball. Trust in Saquon to do his thing. I think that they can do that. Now on the flip side, right? If I'm Andy Reid, I'm trying to keep Saquon and Hurts off the field. Obviously, nothing that I'm telling you is a top secret mission. Nothing that I'm telling you is original. It's very much where it needs to be. Keep Saquon and Hurts off the field. Let Patrick Mahomes do his thing. Scramble. Use the check downs as needed, and use the deep passes when the check downs work. The run game isn't that strong. Isaiah Pacheco's a good running back, but I think that Eagles front seven is going to knock that shit down. Now, for my prediction, I say that the Eagles do exactly what I said with two big late game stops and they score. I'm going off on a limb and I'm going to say that the Eagles win 27-17. I say that they go up by a field goal, 20-17, come up with a big stop and just a dagger to the heart with a touchdown, 27-17 Philly. Philly is your LIX Super Bowl champs. That being said, folks, let's go to the Fuck It Friday gambling edition from Back to the Drawing Board. So, once again, hey, like I just said, it's fucking Friday. So I got a 12-leg parlay for the Super Bowl. I got Saquon, anytime touchdown score. Eagles money line. Kelsey, anytime touchdown score. Hurts, plus 175 in the air. Mahomes, plus 200 in the air. Hurts and Mahomes both with one TD touchdown pass at the very least. The Slim Reaper with plus 25 receiving yards. Dallas Goddard with plus 15 receiving yards. Xavier Worthy with plus 15 receiving yards. Saquon with plus 90 rushing yards. Pacheco with plus 15 rushing yards. And once again, this is all going for an Eagles victory. $10 gets you $210 on DraftKings. I got a second part to the Fuck It Friday edition. UFC 9-leg parlay. I'm going with Tapuria with a minus 340 being the favorite in that fight. I've got Wang Pong minus 355, Tom Nolan plus 100, Gabriel Santos minus 238, Jake Matthews minus 245, Rodolfo Bellato minus 155, Taliesin Teixeira minus 155. I'm going with the American folks. I'm going with the underdog in this. Well, she's favorited in this fight, and I don't know how. I think Vegas fucked this one. I think Zhang should be the favorite, not the dog. Nonetheless, I'm going with Tatiana Suarez for your new UFC champion of the world, Tatiana Suarez at a minus 125. And Dricus Duplessis, the South African, and still champion of the world, minus 218. $5 gets you $235.72 on DraftKings. Once again, folks, strap in. Strap in. We're in for a fucking doozy this weekend. A lot of sports, a lot of good shit going on. Get your beer, relax, put those weekend chores, put them off till next weekend. Pretend the weather is bad because this is the weekend to chill, have a couple of beers with the boys, and get it in. Once again, I'm Mark Saxon. This is Back to the Drawing Board. Thank you for joining me.